How you doing? Today I would like to tell you the actual history of Ohio. A lot of people think it's a relatively boring state. The reality of it is that it has been quite eventful, but you would only know if you lived here. So the first one, February 10th, 1901, the Great Fracture. The Great Fracture was an event which seemed to have shattered the time and space we live in. The timeline was all fucked up and caused a bunch of weird events to happen. About 8 years passed. In 1909, somewhere in about August, the first alien invasion happened, where we found out through sheer chance that if you create an army of nothing but tweakers, meth heads, and, coke addicts, you will essentially have an army that aliens cannot stand up to because they try to push away people with their mind probing powers. That doesn't really work on tweakers, so we just gave a bunch of tweakers a bunch of guns and a lot of meth and shit, and it pushed them away and eventually forced them out of the state. To which they didn't seem too interested in any other state, but that's just how it goes. It's Ohio. It's a hellacious place. So, then in 1912, the Cuyahoga River caught on fire. This will continue. So, in 1921, the first demon incursion. It was not known exactly to when the demon incursion ended, but we, Ohio residents, did manage to kill all of the demons that had tried to invade this place. And then, from there, we then got really fucked because the note that I wrote way back when just says, after this, Big Depression, which I'm going to assume means Great Depression. 1936, the Cuyahoga River caught on fire again. And that was all the big news for basically that entire 10 years. Then, from 1940 to 1945, Ohio was a very big manufacturer of steel for the war effort for World War II. Afterwards, there was a big economy boom, and a lot of people got into the steel work and stuff like that. That's the reason a lot of the area of Ohio is typically manufacturing. So, also in 1941, the Cuyahoga River caught on fire again. Yeah, that happens a lot here. So, in 1946, the Mothman was first spotted at Camp James A. Garfield, but originally was known as the Arsenal. They manufactured a lot of bombs and weapons there during World War II. In 1948, the Cuyahoga River caught on fire again. Ooh, big event. October 25th, 1950, Chunks Watney appeared in a small town called West Penn, Ohio, where he opened up a rip in space-time and destroying the entire town, and all of the residents of the town disappeared into that rift. And there is no documentation, there is no sign that West Penn ever existed, but I've lived it. I know it's there. I know it used to be there, I should say. But then, 1952, the Cuyahoga River caught on fire again. Cleveland was having a rough one, rough century. In 1953, Congress passed an act that officially made Ohio a part of the United States, retroactively setting the date back to March 1st, 1803. That's right, Ohio wasn't really a state until 1953. Super cool. Hey, side note about Ohio, fun fact one could even say, 25 astronauts have come from Ohio. It's weird, it's like people don't want to exist in this state. It's almost like if you're an ethereal being that doesn't ever want to be found, you find the place of absolute nightmare fuel and hide there because no one will see you as any different than the reality they deal with. In 1969, the Cuyahoga River caught on fire again, but this was almost the last time. This actually was the event that caused the EPA and the Environmental Protection Act to be signed into. It was like the catalyst event. In 1975, the Bigfoot incursion happened. It was essentially that the Catholic Church had essentially gathered up all the Bigfoots of the local areas, and actually, from what I have heard, actually nationally, licked all the Bigfoots, and has led a coup on the state of Ohio, attempting to either kill or enslave all of its residents. It did not work very well, mostly due to the fact that there's a lot of guns here, and Bigfoots are susceptible to guns. Okay. Another big one. 1981, July 14th. All the mothers in the state of Ohio were possessed for 41 hours. It is referred to as the motherly possession. They were all possessed by a single person named Janet. You know what you did, Janet. We all hate you. When you burn in hell, just know we're all going to be smiling thinking about it. Oh, the cloning epidemic of 1990. So, in 1990, the cloning epidemic was a single man named John Smithy. This man got cloned several thousand times due to a government research program that we still don't know about to this day because it's all classified. But you can oftentimes find those clones of him working at places like Walmart. They all seem to be in like their 40s to 60s. I don't understand how the time difference happened. Maybe some sort of flaw in the cloning process. But either way, if you want to find a John Smithy cloned, find your door greeter at your local Walmart in Ohio. Police officer incident. In 2005, a police officer named Lisa Crane, an entity that appears to be between 5 foot and 5'5", is a shorter female officer. She appears to work for every single agency because she has been spotted in every single agency across the entire state. We have no idea why she chose to be a police officer, why this entity wanted to do this, but he will randomly pull people over and give you tickets, but they're fix-it tickets. It doesn't matter what you do, as so long as you're not disrespectful. And then you get to deal with consequences, demons. We don't actually know the consequences because no one's ever survived it. But she'll always give you fix-it tickets. And it seems that she keeps up with the times because her vocabulary has changed with the times. So, like, we found out about one recently back in 2023 that was, and I quote, "fix your vibes, bro." And it was a fix-it ticket. So, I mean, I don't know what to do with that one. Take it to the police office. They don't know anything about it. May 26th, 2013. The Great Jump Forward. Not the Great Leap Forward. That was a completely different thing. For some reason, in 2013, it seems that time instantly skipped to 2015. But we can all remember the time that it passed in between, but it's like we didn't live it. It's like it instantaneously jumped from one side to the other. After that, shortly after, started the heroin epidemic here. Killed a lot of people. Trust me, if you worked in public back in 2016 around here, you saw a lot of people overdose. It's pretty bad. Back in 2020, the Cuyahoga River caught on fire for the last time because some dickhead driving a fucking boat with oil on it decided to crash that bitch and it lit on fire, so somebody just had to fuck it up. Light the river on fire again. Oh no. 2020, the second demon incursion. This one's a little more well documented. In 2020, at the beginning of the year, some early time, there was a noticeable amount of demon activity that kicked off into the general areas, especially northeastern Ohio. A lot of this is kind of focused more towards northeastern Ohio. And the behavior it was showing was very, that's the word I'm looking for here, very belligerent towards humans. Didn't really care about not being seen anymore. But the good news is after 4 years of hard work, the second demon incursion finally ended. And also, the timeline that had been shattered almost 125 years prior, 24 years prior, 24 years, was finally stabilized. So we should not have another event like that for a while until the universe decides to say, fuck you, Ohio. The timeline is still a little fucky. It's still fully getting there, but we stabilized it for the most part. But these are completely true, 100% fact events that happened in Ohio. Have a good day.